Honorable Senators, I propose the question that the County Allocation of Revenue Bill, Senate Bills number 9 of 2025 be now read a second time. Senator Nyamu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This bill is not just about figures and physical frameworks. It is about deepening devolution. It's about unlocking stalled projects. And it is about winning the trust and the confidence in county service deliveries. Madam Speaker, we know that county governments continue to bear the weight of expectations from wananchi, from healthcare to ECD, education, water, infrastructure, and all that, Madam Speaker. Yet year after year, we continue to deal with delays, underfunding, and ceilings that lock any chances for innovation and progression in our counties. We are stuck in a rut, like we are funding recurring budgets and very little of innovation and responsiveness in our counties, Madam Speaker. I look forward to a time when allocations in our counties will be based on how much pending bills each county owes its people. And I look forward to when we have a specific allocation that must strictly go to pending bills, Madam Speaker. I have never understood why, as a Senate or as a country, we do not take pending bills seriously. Is it because ourselves, we are not business people? Because when you procure services, when you procure goods from our own citizen, Madam Speaker, it is only prudent that we pay our people. Why are we scamming, for lack of a better word, our people? Because, Madam Speaker, today, if I go to a restaurant and order for food when I don't have money in my pocket, Madam Speaker, that is tantamount to scamming. Why are we doing that to our people? And Madam Speaker, when this money goes to the hands of our people, it makes our economy run, because now businesses are underemploying because they don't have the money. The money is held by government, Madam Speaker. I do not know what we need to do as the 12th Parliament to make sure that as we finish our 5 years, we address the issue of pending bills, Madam Speaker. It weighs heavily in my heart and in my mind, the issue of pending bill, especially when young people are owed by government. We are crippling our own young people instead of supporting our young business people. We are the ones who are crippling them, Madam Speaker. Nairobi, as a city, has its own devolved complexities, and I'm looking forward to not just timely disbursements of this money, but also very clear accountability mechanisms that give zero room for misallocation. And with that, I want to urge other members, my colleagues, to pass this bill with the urgency that it deserves. Our county governments cannot run on goodwill and loan. They need resources. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Mungatana.
I want to thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to also make my contribution on the County Allocation of Revenue Bill 2025. Madam Speaker, I listened carefully when the able senator and vice chair of the committee was moving this bill, and thank her together with the committee for the work they have put into bringing us this bill. Madam Speaker, I wanted to start by saying that this is a very solemn duty that is bestowed upon the Senate after we have passed the Division of Revenue Bill. We have divided the monies between the national government and the county governments. Now, when we are discussing this bill, the proposition is to divide the monies amongst the counties. And Mr. Speaker, many people wonder what Senate does. And it has taken a lot of explanation, because sometimes senators don't say this enough, but it is after we pass, for those who are listening to us at this time, it is after we pass this law that the money is made available to the county governments and the county assemblies, so that this money is then applied for the good of the people, hopefully, at the county levels. Madam Speaker, the mover of the motion stated clearly that before they came in to move this bill and during the recess, they had lengthy consultations with over 20 county assemblies who came before the committee to explain the needs they have within the counties. And Madam Speaker, one of those counties was Tana River County Assembly. Tana River County Assembly, Madam Speaker, made its propositions, and the big issue here is that our county assemblies have been denied sufficient funds for them to carry out oversight duties. They have made this plainly clear to me when I went to address the assembly, and even when I went with the committee to meet a sister committee in Tana River County, that they are having a problem with the slashed funds. And this makes it very difficult for committees to be able to move and carry out their oversight duties. Madam Speaker, many of them are not able to fund the normal activities of oversight for standing committees of the county assemblies. And this includes the County Assembly of Tana River. And Madam Speaker, this creates a problem. Because then if primary oversight is not carried out properly, then it becomes a challenge, because then for us who are carrying out the secondary oversight at the national level, at the Senate level, we overwork ourselves. And it is because those county executives were not called to account at the county level. The CECs, the chief officers were not called to account at the county level. So then, Madam Speaker, we have a backlog because reports are not being done. The governors come here before the Senate and they also have a backlog. So we have a problem in terms of the funding, Madam Speaker. Twining with that, Madam Speaker, there is the issue of we are doing secondary oversight. They are doing primary oversight. And because sometimes we are conflicting, you will find a CEC or a chief officer who is being asked in those rare occasions to appear before a county assembly committee says, no, I am being called to Nairobi, or I'm accompanying the governor to Nairobi. And Madam Speaker, it creates a systemic problem. And we need to sort this out so that county assemblies are properly funded and they are able to deal with their primary oversight duties. Madam Speaker, this is a message that has been given to me formally by our county assembly members. I know they appeared before the committee, and I know that the committee has looked at them favorably, but not enough. What the County Assembly of Tana River has said, they want more allocation so that they are able to carry out primary oversight duties. And I'm sure, Madam Speaker, it is not just the Tana River County Assembly committees. There are so many other committees that are having issues with funding so that they can do the primary oversight duties. Madam Speaker, the other issue that has been brought to life in this law, in this proposed law, is the proposed Section 10 of this County Allocation of Revenue Bill 2025. Madam Speaker, if you look at that section, it provides, not Section 9, it provides for the action that constitute financial misconduct. And Madam Speaker, when you look at this, I wanted to take the floor of the House, Madam Speaker, to really emphasize this point. Why is this important is that there is a schedule that has been provided for of how monies are supposed to depart from the National Treasury and go into County Revenue Fund, the CRF. Madam Speaker, this movement from Treasury, despite the schedules that we pass here, and the law being that it's the law, it has to be obeyed, they never follow these schedules. And because of this failure to follow the instruction that is given by the Senate, we have very difficult operational circumstances within the counties. Madam Speaker, you can have a county that has not paid its workers for a period of 2 months, sometimes even 3 months, Madam Speaker. And when these workers are not paid for that long, and suddenly money comes, a lot of money comes at the same time, it creates inefficiencies, systemic inefficiencies. And this is why I have called many times for the separation of the Treasury so that we have two clear functions. Treasury that is dedicated to servicing national government, and a treasury or a sub-office dedicated to serving the county assemblies, so that there is always money that is released timeously. Because, Madam Speaker, money has value when it is released on time. If you need now 10,000 shillings, it may not be useful to get 100,000 shillings or even 1,000,000 shillings 2 days later when 10,000 was required now for a purpose. That 10,000 becomes more valuable than the 100,000 or the 1,000,000 that comes 2 days or 3 days or 2 months later. Madam Speaker, we need to find a way in which officers at the Treasury can prioritize proper movement of monies. If this schedule is obeyed, then we should have less problems in terms of counties managing their finances. I will not repeat that governors, as they receive this money, they must remember they have a duty to the people. They have a duty to do work. Once we have finished with this, they have a constitutional and a civic duty, in fact, even a spiritual duty, to make sure that this money reaches those areas that are needed. Madam Speaker, it is not enough for us to just pass these monies. These monies, when they go down there, they must do the work so that devolution makes sense. We have seen counties that have done very well, and we have seen counties that have not done as well. We pray, Madam Speaker, as we pass these monies in this financial year, they will be utilized in the manner that is equivalent to the shared value of devolution. With those so many words, Madam Speaker, I beg to support. Thank you.
Honourable Senators, I don't see other contributors, so I now wish to call the mover to reply.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I really want to start by appreciating my colleagues led by Senator Cheralgei, Senator for Nandi, for the great input while seconding this very important bill for this House at this critical time. Also to thank my sister, Senator Karen Nyamu, from also Nairobi County, where we both represent, for her great input, knowing very well Nairobi is really leading with the issues of pending bills. And so this bill is very critical, not only to this great county of Nairobi, but also cutting across to all the 47 counties, Madam Speaker, and also to appreciate the legend, none other than Senator Mungatana, for his wonderful input, Madam Speaker. And I know also, Madam Speaker, if you were also seated on this other side, we would have had your great submission, as you've always submitted before this House, Madam Speaker, because I don't want to take too much time. I really appreciate them, and I do beg that the putting of the question be deferred to a later date. Thank you.
Yeah, the putting of the question is so deferred. Next order.
Order number 11, the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Senate Bills number 7 of 2025, second reading.
Is it Senator Mutinda again? Senator Mutinda?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Allow me to move that the Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill, Bill 2025, be read a second time. Madam Speaker, the Equalization Fund Bill, Senate Bill number 7, which was published before this House and was first read on the 27th of June, pursuant to our standing orders. Equalization Fund is also established under Article 204. Madam Speaker, it's not the first time I'm moving the Equalization Bill, and this bill is very critical, especially to the marginalized regions or areas that have been focused on, Madam Speaker. And I've always stated, and I'll always state, that the main